Welcome back everybody. So it's day 3 of 12 days of anime, and today I want to talk about an anime series that in my opinion is potentially the best comedy anime series to date, and that is Nichio. For those who don't know, Nichio is basically a show about a couple of high school students, 3 girls in particular, who, well, we basically go through their life and their lives have some crazy twists. Let's just say that. In a comedic sense, of course. I mean, this anime series is completely focused on the comedy. There is literally no plot. Well, there's basically a story going on in the show, but as far as I can tell at least, there's just no plot points. You know, the show mainly tries to make you laugh. That's the whole purpose of this show. It wants to make you laugh. It wants to entertain you. Each episode is essentially made up of a couple of small sketches. That's really all there's to it. And they have pieced them together in a really nice sense. You do really find out that there are sketches because they pretty much just put it on the screen for you, telling you that this is a new part. This is a new part. You know, every time there's a new part, they tell you about it. There's a couple of them each episode. I don't remember how many exactly, but that's what makes this show stand out to me. You know, in normal series, you have a fully established plot and the comedy just goes along with it. But in this case, it's more like the story goes along with the comedy. It is completely the opposite way. Now, my favorite part about Nichio is the way that they portray certain moments, because it's really just a normal story. You know, there's nothing crazy going on. It's not a fantasy setting, it's not a science fiction setting, it's basically a slice of life. But when something happens in the story, the show portrays that particular moment in such a way that we want to feel like this has something special about it. Like there was this one moment, which is one of my favorite scenes in the entire show, where one of the main girls, Yuko I think she's called, she basically nicks her finger on a pen and you can just see the entire building she's in, it just explodes, and you know, the explosion reaches out into space and eventually penetrates the entire solar system. And it's not really that it does that, of course, it's just the show's way of showing us the pain that she's feeling. You know, if you've ever stepped on a Lego, hit your toe on the leg of a table or anything like that, you know, it feels like your whole world is just crumbling for that brief moment. And that's kind of what this show wants to show us. You know, they want to really illustrate that pain, and it does it so brilliantly that, you know, I don't think I've seen any other anime that has done it in the same sort of way. In that case, it's usually the fact that these shows are set in a more extreme verse. You know, maybe it's a magical setting or maybe a science fiction setting, and they can make the comedy kind of work in a more logical sense. But in this case, they just want to portray it without it actually being the case. So yeah, like I said, you have these basic moments. Someone could just drop a pen or stub their toe, I guess, or something like that, and you get this incredibly animated moment, even though it's just nothing special. It's just the most basic of action going on. I mean, you can just tell that the entire anime budget was put into these moments. They really want to show us the pain or the joy, whatever emotion it may be, that these characters are feeling at the time, and they do it perfectly. I think I've said that already, but I'm saying it again because it's just that good. Now, I really hope this anime gets a second season, because I don't remember when the first season actually started, but it hasn't got a second season yet, and I really do need a second season of Nichio because it is phenomenal. Okay, it is just, it needs this second season, because as someone who's gone through a lot of dark times in my life, you know, I've had a number of relatives pass away, pets pass away, you know, other types of dark times as well, and comedy is my way of really blocking that out. Comedy really lets me into this other world, I guess you could say, where I just let loose, you know, in my head of course, and I just disconnect from all of these tragic or depressing times, whatever it may be. So having a second season of Nichio, that is something that I would like, because especially if it's just as good as the first season, because the first season was out of this world good. Okay, like there's no other anime with the comedy sort of focus that can surpass it, I think. At least not in my opinion. You might have a different opinion, of course, but but that's really how I look at it, because it's just so original, I think, to have this anime built up on sketches. You know, they really just want to shove it into your face that we want to make you laugh, and it's not so forced either, because you do feel like it's a genuine moment. You know, you do actually laugh at it. It doesn't feel fabricated. I mean, it is, of course, because it's an anime, but it feels very genuine when you're watching it. I really wish that more anime series or other type of shows had this as well, because it is something that I rarely ever see when I watch other anime or read manga, you know, whatever it may be. I've just never, before watching Nichio, nor after watching it in fact, encountered something that does the same sort of thing. I mean, sure, there may be some anime series who does have a similar concept. I may just not have found it, but Nichio is, and like, if you ask anyone who's watched Nichio, they will tell you this is some great shit, because it is incredible. Anyway, I think I'll be ending this video here, so let me know what you think down below in the comments about the series Nichio, if you've seen it, and if you haven't, just let me know what you think about the video. And as always, if you did, be sure to Detroit smash that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. This has been your favorite host, Perm, and I will see you next time.